Okay, let's do a quick recap on what we built yesterday. We built this nice little quarry along with a crane. We even added a geode in here, added a lava fall. Chat had the most incredible ideas for this whole project, man. This was a fun one. So now we have two more major things we need to build. Like, I mean major things. We either need to build the dock or we need to build the marketplace. Thanks, Adam. Hold on, let me give you guys a quick look of it with the shaders on before we start. This is probably one of my favorite builds so far, just because it feels like it has so much story in it. And even like as you come down here, we have like axolotls. Oh no, my dude was running right to the lava. What's that guy doing? That's funny. Okay, someone did warn about the axolotls running away. I hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, we even included like a place where stuff's going to be picked up. And as you can see, there is a lift here with stuff that has been picked up. Let me put my shaders off before the computer complains. Oh, Adam, thanks. I'm really glad that you love it that much. Yo, Gabe, welcome back. You just got banned off Roblox for saying dad. I want to say Sissy right. Okay, I'm just going to say it like that then. Yo, AJ Arky, welcome back, welcome back. Hi, hey, Unika. Welcome, welcome. I could build a pirate ship at the dock. Now, you see, I could try to build a pirate ship at the dock. However, whether or not I can do that, I don't know. So I think we're going to get started on the dock today. I would like to use the general like stone gradient that we've been going with. So below water is going to be tough. And we're going to have a little bit of like cobbled, mossy cobblestone. Then I'd like to transition that into like an andesite and a stone. And then maybe at the top we could have like a cobble, but it's probably not going to get that tall. So I'm probably not even going to be able to use all of these blocks. Yo, YTB, welcome, welcome, welcome. Dude, there are so many like... There's so many people here. Oh, hold on, I need to use... I think I'm going to use andesite here. There are so many people from previous streams that are like now here at the same time. It's so cool. Welcome, everyone. Hold on, let me use stone here. Just as a baseline, we're going to start with stone. I don't know if I need to have this middle line in there. I don't know if that's going to be necessary. I think I'm just going to stick to the outline initially. So I'm going to take this out. And I do want to use stone here, but then we can maybe have like a... What if we have a wooden frame kind of going around it? Yo, Rafay, welcome, dude. Guys, Rafay is one of the most loyal subscribers to this channel. Rafay has been in the streams from like over a year and a half ago and has probably commented on almost, or if not every single video I've uploaded since then. Thanks for the support, Rafay. I appreciate it. Stone bricks are better, you think? I can't even argue with that. I think for this sort of a thing, we're going to go with stone brick. Ooh, let me put replace on quick. By the way, how's the stream quality going, guys? Is it looking fine? Yo, why haven't I been using replace this whole time? Look at how fast this is. What was I doing? Dude, I am speed right now. Look at this go. Bro, why didn't I do this earlier? Ooh, I could use cracked stone here. Ayunika says, hi, I'm a new subscriber, so if you don't mind, can you tell me what you're making other than a dock? So yeah, okay, apart from the dock, we at some point also need to make like a marketplace in here. In this little section over here. This marketplace is going to be where we're going to have our villages. So I don't want to make a generic villager trading hall. I kind of want to have an open space where you can walk through there and it just adds a little bit more of like an experience. In previous streams, we've built the main home base. We've built a barn over here, which houses horses. We've got mushrooms, chicken, cows and sheep in here with a pig pen at the back here. And then we've also got a grain silo over here with a windmill attached to it that's lifting up the grain into the silo, kind of. I feel like there's a flaw in that design somewhere there, but it looks nice. Alright, Gabe, all the best, dude. Sleep well. Oh, thanks, Rafay. I appreciate it very much, dude. Adam has a question. You were installing Axiom on CurseForge, and its latest update was 1.21.5 or something like that. I'm not on 1.21.8 now. I'm on 1.21.7, and I got it from Modrinth. I got it from... Hold on, let me spell it. Modrinth. That's where I got it from. So I don't know if CurseForge is different. Ultimate Zane, welcome. Welcome, dude. Good to have you back. Oh, Jack, I appreciate the support. I just don't want you to damage yourself, eh? Your priority needs to be your health right now. Thanks, Rafay. I appreciate it. No problem for the update. Okay, now the question is... Do we want to go... What kind of a shape do we want to go for at the... Like, underneath this thing? That's what I'm curious about. Do we want it to go just flat down? Or do we kind of want supports? I think we're going to have the central part like a solid support. Something like this. This is going to be the solid support. Going all the way to... We're going to have something like this. Then we're going to build it out. And then we can include wooden things underneath. Maybe with like dark oak to make it look treated for the water. Which can act as supports going out. What's the plan for today? Today we're building this dock area. For the marketplace, I could try to build a melon stand. That's a good idea. Like the farmer section of it. Okay, so the dead grass was added 2 updates ago. I'm not even sure. This was the first time I updated the game in a very long time. Okay, let me get the stack. I was just there. The stack thing sorted. Then we can quickly fill this in. Just like that. Then I believe we should be able to come underneath here, use the Axiom mod to expand this down. It's going to look very wonky now. Let me break a hole in the floor here. It's going to look kind of weird now. Okay, now we've got a foundation to work from. AJRK says, you know the quarry build is done, but I have a small suggestion. When you can, could you possibly make an overhang patch of dripstone with stalactites? Let's see if we can quickly add that. You know what, it might be a possibility because we have this little cave down here. So maybe, just maybe, we could add a little dripstone patch in here. Oh. Something like this. A little bit over here. Now, it would probably be cool if there was like a little bit of a section in here that looks dripstoney, right? Quick distraction, but the idea was so good I did not want to ignore that. Sorry, guys. It's not going to take much time at all. I don't know how much detail I'm going to be able to put into this right now, but we'll see. Let me get tough. We should probably put a mud brick wall in here for the lantern. Okay, cool. Now we have a little dripstone section. We've included that. Question, what style of dock are you wanting to make? I want the top to be wooden, but I want it to be off of like a stone foundation. Alright, cheers Ultimate Zane, thanks for popping by. Rafay says, you're so hyped for the new drop. We'll finally get new armor and tools after 5 years. Oh, is that the new copper stuff? But copper's going to be between, I think it's going to be between like iron and stone, right? Adam's back. Ah, okay. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, the question now that I actually have is... I need to start working a little bit of like mossy cobble into this. Hold on, let me get replace on. It It needs to be heavier the higher up it gets because there's going to be like sunlight there and that's what moss needs to grow. So even if we just do something like that, and then in a few specific sections we can just bring it down. However, this... oh man. This was a bit of a waste of time because like I need to first branch this thing out. So what I need to do is I need to build this kind of up a little bit over here. Ooh, and then we could even add like walls and stuff in. And then maybe we could even break a section of it out down here. I just want it to look like there's a relatively firm like stone foundation underneath here. That it like goes off of, you know? What am I gonna build tomorrow and the next day? Wait, today's Thursday, right? I don't even know if I'm gonna stream on Saturday. So tomorrow we're probably going to be doing the market, unless we actually do the market today as well. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, but basically, if anybody also has more ideas after that or things you want to add to the island, we can also have a look at that. But I'm wondering just how far we should like be building these things out. Because like ships are going to have to come in here as well, you know? I just want there to be that foundation. Can't take it too far because that starts tapering in already. So maybe we can start working this section back almost like this. This part of the dock is starting to look like a ship. Something like that. And then this part's probably going to need to be thicker. Yo, TK, welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. Am I Kiwi? No, I'm South African, dude. But it's pretty cool that we even got a Kiwi in here, man. People from all over the globe are here. Let me just try to catch up on chat quick. I think somebody said something earlier that I missed. Oh, Jack said he's a beginner builder. Do you have any tips for someone who loves building medieval builds? The tips I'd give you are any tips I give to any like builder or any person trying to become a better builder regardless of what style you're trying to build in. It would be firstly try to study other people's builds as much as you can, but don't just try to repeat it. Try to learn why they're doing what they're doing. And as you do that, as you practice that and maybe like rebuild their builds, study them. And eventually you're going to pick up on those little finer details that they use. And once you learn those things, you can start implementing that sort of process into your own ideas. So you can start implementing those details and you're going to eventually develop a building style of your own. The other best advice that I can actually give you is once you start feeling a little bit more comfortable building, I would say start watching videos that actually teach you like building tips, not just how to build specific houses. So broaden your approach when it comes to your thoughts about building. Try to get creative with your own builds. Don't let anyone discourage you if something looks bad or whatever. Everybody makes mistakes. Everyone has to start somewhere. Okay, so now we've got like a weird wonky foundation here, which I'm not too opposed to. However, this side over here we need to thicken out a bit. Sorry, I know that response was very long. I just feel like people restrict themselves, man. People don't understand how much they can do if they just try and are willing to fail. Alright, hi Unica, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate your support. Have a good one. Yeah, South African with a derp skin, dude. I can build a nice looking villager trading hall. Well, I want the market to be for the villagers. So I think the more of what we're going to do is maybe like look for extra details we could build all around. Now, one thing I do want to do so long, just to get a bit of a better feel for this, is I would like to fill this in with spruce planks. Wait, not this. Let's use stack. And then we can see how the top area here is going to look. Axiom helps so much. So much. Okay, now that we've got a feel for that, we know that we're probably going to need supports, right? Supports on the side. And because it's in water, I'm going to go for things that look a little bit more like treated. So I'm thinking in each of these corners we could have a column coming up. And then maybe over here we could have another one. Along with here. You need an opinion, you have zero idea what to build, but you're in a desert. Oh wait, sorry Kevin, welcome back, welcome back. But you're in a desert, but you don't know what? Whenever I'm in a desert, one thing I always found fascinating is how I can build like an oasis in there. I just love the idea of having a place that feels very lively and it's very contrasting to the usual thing you would have in a desert, you know? It's a fun project because you get to be creative with it. Ooh, I should actually make a stream one day where I build stuff in a desert. I don't know why, I love the idea, like the concept of building in a desert. I would build like a farming civilization in the desert. Okay, now the question is, how tall should these be? Probably just one block above the surface. And then we can get some chocolate trapdoors. AJ says you should make an oasis with a resting stop, Adam. Yeah, I like it. It's like a break as people are traveling through the desert. Ooh, how cool would it be if we put campfires around the bottom here? To look... The campfires could look like platforms people use to get to the boats. However, if it's a ship, there probably almost needs to be like a staircase type thing. But maybe something like this? Because these are the smaller ones, so maybe at the smaller ones we do this. I think that's kind of cool. I feel like I still want to do something at the top here. We could get a mud brick wall and get a lantern as well. How would it look if we put stone buttons on here with this on top of there? I'm just wondering what's the most appropriate wall. The mud does look brown, which is cool. Try adding a barrel for support. You know what? A barrel might actually work on top here. I love it. It's also adding a transition between the colors from the darker to the lighter of the mud brick wall. So that's a great idea. And it's adding more texture, which is cool. Ooh, I missed these. And I mean, even with the buttons, it looks kind of cool. I don't think I want to put them on the inside here. Just on the outside. Kind of like this. But I do like the mud brick walls. It's like it's drawing attention to this area. You can make live streams where you build things for every biome and let the chat help. That's a fantastic idea. That's exactly what I've actually been enjoying more about these live streams. I love this, like what feels like teamwork. I think you should probably also want to... of wall here so that people don't just fall in. Ooh, this could even just be a fishing place, a place you come to fish. On the dock, why not? I'll extend this wall all across here, and then I think at the end here... I'll make a fishing dock at the end here. And the big ships can come to these parts over here. Not that it really makes much of a difference. But we'll leave that open. I'm just playing around with a few details initially because I want to see how it looks. It's definitely looking like a dock. I should add a roof. Ooh, maybe it's worthwhile to have a roof at like the fishing place. Where can I find the mod you're using? Is it free? Yeah, it's free. It's called Axiom. There's a link in the description to download it. I downloaded it from Modrinth. Modrinth's like my favorite place to go download mods and stuff. It is free. I think I'm going to extend this area past like this. We'll need to make a plan over here to build a bit of a roof. We could probably do something like that. Have a few trapdoors around here as well. Now, if we bring one of these supports up, and then we can put a barrel on there as well. Okay, that's over here. Put the barrel here, then we could get a few... I realize it's not lining up with that, which I kind of want to try to make work. I don't know how, but I want to try. I think I've got an idea. Maybe we can put campfires like all along here. And then just extend this through. And if we ever want parts that stick out, we can just use trapdoors because they're a little bit thinner. I just don't know how this is going to work here specifically because it's like this weird part that's sticking out. It's not bad, I'm not opposed to it. When you make a campfire area, you like to put dead, creaking heart blocks under around it because they look like burnt logs. Wait, I do have that. Oh, like these things. Because they look like burnt logs. Oh, I see. So you would do something like that. And then maybe sprinkle them around. That's actually a pretty cool detail idea, thank you. Thanks, AJ. Adam says, I need to read a book before the 18th, so the next 2 days you may need to skip the streams. You may read earlier before the streams. Well, look, I don't think I'm planning to stream on Saturday. So, yeah, I'm just trying to give you a heads up there. I should probably bring more of the mud brick walls and lanterns in. I do like this little overhang here. It's a nice, cozy little fishing area. Let's add those lanterns there. Then we'll put all the mud bricks in and then I'll come back and put the lanterns on. We don't want no mobs spawning on here. The stock is already coming together very fast. It's a bit concerning. It's happening very quick. By the way, the copper lanterns and chains are in the snapshot for the next update. Ooh, I want to have a look at that. Hold on, I'm gonna do a... Sorry for the interruption. I just want to do a quick Google search to see how that looks. Copper lanterns and chains. Oh, it looks cool. Oh, that's gonna be fantastic for building. Bruh. Copper lanterns and chains. Can make a small sunken ship. I can try to make a small sunken ship. I really struggle with ships. That's gonna be a very big... It's gonna take a lot of effort. You just found like a perfect circle in the desert with a body of water going deep. That's fantastic, dude. Okay, it seems like chat is voting for the sunken ship. We're gonna try to attempt that at some stage. I want to see if there are any adjustments I need to make here quick. If I add things like this, I think I want to try adding things like this. Or should we actually be going with dark oak stairs here? This just feels very strange for me how like... Oh, how'd that happen? It's ending very flush. I wonder if I could get away with spamming campfires all around here. I don't like that very much. Maybe we can do something like this. Maybe this makes more sense. We could have solid blocks in the corners. That's starting to add a little bit more variation to it, which is cool. I don't know, Sisei. I don't know. We'll have to see. Ships are difficult. Their shapes are really weird. Ooh, yeah, if these are stairs, then we even have that transition over there. Okay, cool. Kevin agrees. We're going with it. Definitely add something to here. This area still needs to be done. Ooh, and I still need to add fences over there. But the dock is starting to come together nicely. It definitely does need a few ships. Or a few boats at least. Ooh, what if we build a raft as well? Wouldn't it be cool if we have like a raft? So that it looks almost like a... I don't know. Wait, this should not be here. This should be over here. The raft could be like the fisherman's boat, you know? It would be cool if we have like fisherman boats as well. Okay, now we also just need to make a cool transition between the ground. Oh, but this whole area is actually going to be turned into somewhat like dock area. Let's have a look with the shaders on. Yeah, I mean, with the shaders on, the thing is it does look kind of flat, but it does look like a dock. I think the big thing is we just need to build the rest of this land area that the dock connects to. Ooh, we might need to add a few details underneath as well. Make a small boat or raft bringing in cargo or goods or cargo. I love that. You guys need to remember these ideas, please, because there's a lot that we're trying to do here. And I want us to get to everything. I just want to add a few like supporting frames over here. Oh, that's a trapdoor. Let's see, where can I add these? Over there. Slab in the middle? It's not bad. What we could do here is hang a chain and a lantern from here underneath as well, and that's pretty cool. Hey Swayam, thank you, I'm glad you like it. Okay, I need to extend this through to there. I don't think I'm gonna hang a chain from here. I think I'll just try to hang chains from like these areas. Ooh, that's nice. I think it's something like this, and then like so. What if we hang these at different levels as well? How do lanterns work underwater? It's fire inside a lantern. Hey, you need to ask Minecraft that. That's the game we play. It's very messy underneath here with lots of different colors, but I think it makes sense because it's, I don't know, a dock. Okay, so that's that bottom part complete, but I would still like to add trapdoors around here. How does that look from the top? I like it. It's extending it down and it makes this connection a little bit less wonky from the bottom. Well, did I start? I started there. Let me get this side quick. Ooh, missed a spot here. And here. Okay, now I'm wondering if we do this like all the way down. I know signs won't work underneath here. Well, it does have glass or like iron and stuff around it, so I guess that does make sense. However, it needs fuel. No, it needs oxygen. What am I talking about? Like, it needs fuel, but it also needs oxygen. So as long as there's oxygen for it as well, then it would work. Dude, we're going all out for this thing. We're even building the underwater part that's usually hidden. Have to do it properly. I just think this thing's gonna be so cool to like come swim around. Oh, imagine there were like fish down here. Oh, thanks Jack, I appreciate that very much. Yo Pink, welcome to the stream. Are you not supposed to be in school? I ain't gonna stop harping on about that. Oh no. Why can't I place this? There we go. I think it probably needs those at the bottom, right? Just to be like more sturdy. The oxygen travels through the chain. I mean, maybe. It's break time. Okay, okay. I feel honored that you would be willing to watch my stream during break time. Okay, I'm kind of liking this. I actually want to have like an underwater look with the shaders on. I'm not sure if I've properly configured my shaders for underwater specifically, so I'll have to see how that looks. I mean, technically, if you have like a oxygen pipe running through the chain and maybe configure it in a way where the lantern's heat doesn't affect it, then you could get it right. I don't know if I want to put this on all of them. Let's just have a quick look at this. I do like it. It feels like there needs to be the support. But Sasay says maybe because it's night, a lot of people sleep. That's the thing, like the The time zones are so weird. Kevin, you've got a fever? Oh, I hope you feel better, dude. But you don't think it's a fever? Oh man. Is it more than a fever? Yeah man, being sick is never fun. I'm not gonna add these supports there. I think I'm gonna randomize it now a little bit. I don't wanna break into the terrain. If the terrain does not allow for it, then we're not gonna do it. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna do there at the bottom. I hope this does not freak my computer out. Ooh, okay. The dock actually looks pretty from the bottom. Wow. Ooh, I didn't add the supports over here. Let's add the supports here. Which means I probably need to do it down here as well. Over here. What did I do here? Why do I keep doing that? If I could place signs underwater, I would probably place signs there. So I need to add these in over here. And I'll put a few here since there aren't any stairs. It looks so good with the shaders. Thanks, Pink. Appreciate it. Good morning, Mr. G. Welcome to the stream. Kevin says, yo, good afternoon. We're in all different time zones here, man. You can place signs. No, you can't place signs underwater. They just disappear. You can? When did they change that? What? This is like... wasn't it always like... Was it always like that? Hang on, we need a test for science. What am I saying? Of course, yes, you would use signs to block water. Oh! I was thinking about buttons. You can't place buttons underwater. Okay, good. If that worked, I was gonna freak out. I want these columns to look really busy. I really want them to look busy. They need to be... So because it's underwater, I want the stuff to also look like it's been patched. Okay, hold on. I quickly need to check something out. Give me a second. Need to see if there's anything pressing. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. We're all good. Got a message. Wanted to make sure it wasn't an emergency or something. Okay, so if we've got these, if we can place these signs under here, we can put them there as well. Guys, by the way, if somebody knows, I'm pretty sure there has to be a hotkey or a way you can place signs without opening the sign. If anybody knows what that is, please let me know. Because doing this and then going out of it the whole time is kind of like annoying on the eyes. I did not think I would be spending most of my time building a dock underwater, but hey. The top went so quick, I think we can allow for this. Hold on, let me quickly do a... I'm gonna do a quick Google search. Give me a second. Jana, thank you for subscribing. Combination of control key and the pick block function. Control and pick block. Okay, hold on. That opens it. No. What's ChatGPT telling me? What's the AI telling me? Find an existing sign, locate a sign that already has the desired text. What? Control plus middle clicking a sign with any writing on it. There has to be a way. Maybe shift and space? Nope, not that. This is bothering your eyes. Close your eyes. Almost gonna be done. Ooh, okay, now hold on. I need to build this side as well. We'll just connect that to there. Your eyes heard of it. Look away, Kevin. I'm just gonna finish the job real quick. I'll let you know when I'm done placing the signs. Okay, I think I'm done placing the signs. Now this entire area looks cool. Let's have a look at this with the shaders on. Even underwater, this dock's starting to come together nicely. It's very busy, but I like it because it looks kind of patched. The wood needs to be treated, so from far, how does that look? It looks cool from far. And then above water, it's also looking pretty cool. Okay, disable these. Before we get to building the ships, I just want to build the actual dock part of it. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, the dock part of it, I'm going to be replacing the coarse dirt with stone brick. And then I might even put a few slabs here. And I believe the plan was to bring the dock all the way to here. It's a fairly large dock. Something like that. Okay, now I just need to break out like a little bit of a separation here so that I can use the axiom tool again. Okay, hold on, let me get rid of this stuff and see what's the nicest roundest shape I can make here. Let's cover this in. Okay, so could bring the dock. Start it here. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think I need to go more. Start it with a 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay, now we've got a nice rounded shape to the dock. I have not, Pink. Why aren't you streaming on Saturday? I don't know, I've been streaming every day of the week. Now I should be able to shrink this. Well, I plan to stream every weekday. Because it's like technically my working hours. So I want to try implementing that. Okay, now we've got a spruce foundation there, which is cool. However, I do understand that if I were to stream on... If I were to actually stream like on the weekends, it would probably be the best time to try to get more viewers. So that does make sense to me. That has occurred. That thought has occurred in my brain. So I want to place stripped spruce logs in these holes here. I'm thinking about just doing it to add a little bit more texture to this whole place. Ooh, I should also actually move this into the dock, shouldn't I? I wonder if there's like another block we could use that looks even more worn for these outer areas. Hold on, did the music stop? Yes. Sorry for that. Okay, now comes the fun of actually filling this all in with spruce logs. Why don't I switch mode with the replace thing? Because the replace thing would replace it upright like that. And I would like to have these sideways like this for the texture. Kevin says it's 3:39 p.m. right now and school ends at 5 p.m. What? What time do you go to school? What time does school start? So wait, when I streamed yesterday, would that actually have been, that probably would have been like closer to after school hours for you? Because when I streamed, so these streams now are my morning streams, and the one I tried yesterday was an afternoon stream for me. School starts at 6:30. You're at school for like almost 11 hours. By the way, I'm really starting to like how this is looking. You're at school for almost 11 hours? What? That's intense. Wait, for over 11 hours. You're at school for almost 12 hours. So wait, what do you do at school all day? Like, surely then there has to be other activities. You can't just be in a classroom for like almost 12 hours each day. Do you have like mandatory other classes that you need to take? Let's see now. I want to add a few of these things. This is almost going to be like castle-like. Not that I'm going for the castle look, but I think it could be cool if we just have a few of those sticking out, and then a few slabs over here as well. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely starting to look like a proper separation. Let's get a few walls. Maybe we could sprinkle these in here. It is all like one block, so maybe we get a little bit of stone at some stage. I think stone could be a good option in here. Ooh, ooh. Why is it doing that? What is that? Interesting. I do like the stone. It just adds a little bit more variety to it. I love that water effect. Oh man, it's wonderful. Let's have a look at this with the shaders on now. Hold on. One more thing I want to build. I'm wondering, it's probably worthwhile to build, to like extend this through to here. I am now also realizing I should be turning this to stone brick. I don't know, now it's weird. Maybe that should be... What could we use for these inner parts to separate this? Or do we just make like a transition? Because this is going to be like crop farm. This is going to be like crop farm area. I think we maybe just transition it into like the soil, so we could use like coarse dirt. Maybe coarse dirt and rooted dirt? I don't know about rooted dirt. Something like this. Ooh, not there. And then over here? Yeah, that seems like a little bit more of a seamless transition. Yo, Chief Buckers, we're building a dock. As you can see, we've actually already built like majority of the dock. Done a ton of work under the water as well. So yeah, it's a dock. We've even created a place where you can come and fish from. Kind of cozy. Fitting the cozy vibe. So now, okay, this is where another like part of the path is going to be connecting. So we could just do that. Something like that. This entire area is going to be a path, by the way. This whole area is going to be a path. I could actually fill this in now. I don't want to get distracted. This is also going to be, that's also going to be a path. This entire piece is going to be a path. That's all going to be path. So this all is actually going to be turning into coarse dirt, which means there's going to be a little bit of a flower patch here. Wait, when did you build a windmill? This was in the second stream. It's a grain silo. So the idea is that the wind turns the windmill and then they use that power to hoist up the grain into the silo. Yeah, I just did not include a place where the grain actually gets chucked in, so let's not look too deeply into that. I think this could be cool if this was like a flower patch. I'm wondering, I should probably, you know, this is probably the place I should expand the mud brick slabs through. And we don't want that dirt coming through here, so let's just replace these blocks as well. This part's looking very thick now. This is part of the original path plan. So I think we need to make this part also mud brick slabs. Okay, what flowers are pretty, guys? What flowers are we going to use in here? We need a single color flower type. Which one are we using? I should add a Benz. What's a Benz? You never really looked at my profile picture. Why are there two people? Because Marchy Works is two people. Originally, here's the crazy story, okay? You guys ready for like the Marchy Works lore? Marchy Works started as my brother's YouTube channel. He started long ago. My brother's an architect. And he started building like modern houses and stuff. Okay. So we have this. We have Violet. My brother started building modern houses and stuff. Wait, we don't have violets in the game. What are we talking about? Let's go to natural blocks. So yeah, my brother started building modern houses and I knew nothing about YouTube. I knew nothing about editing. I had no idea how to make any videos. I'm just going to get a few examples out of here so long. And basically gradually over time, more responsibilities started falling onto me as my brother became more of like driven into his architectural work. And ooh, I also want actually taller flowers. And it got to the point where I started like taking over the editing, and then I started taking over the recording, but he would still design. And then it just got to a point where I would design, record, edit everything. So this is actually both of our channel, and as his time frees up at work, he's going to start getting more involved in Marchy Works. I think lilac's also a block. So which one are we going with? Are we going with these? I like the taller blocks because they stick out. Also with this texture pack, the roses come out to like slightly different colors. So the question is, oh, the lilacs do too. So are we going with rose or are we going with lilac? What about the pitcher plant? Ooh, okay, which one are we going with? Pitcher, roses, or lilacs? Lilac, rose. Guys. Okay, that's 2 for rose. Alright, I'm also gonna vote rose. I think we go rose. There are gonna be more flower patches, so we could include a few more things elsewhere. I'm sorry to all who voted for other plants, but rose was the choice. Ooh, wait, I should probably use like a... I should probably use a different ground block here. Could use like coarse dirt, rooted dirt. Okay, let's just clear these out. Wait, let's see what kind of dirts there are. Those are basically it. Let's replace all of this with coarse dirt. Actually, wait, why am I going slow like this? Jack, you need to sleep. That's all good. That's all good. I'm glad you love the content. Sleep well, man. Have a great rest of your evening. I don't want any of you to ever feel the responsibility to stay up. You need to prioritize your health. Okay, even just a few highlights coming through here is cool. It kind of looks like tilled or composted soil. Yes, I've been doing that. I've been using rooted dirt in the pathways, especially over here. Just as a highlight to make it look like the place where people walk more frequently. So I love that concept. Okay, but let's get the... Hold on. Would this work, or am I gonna break something? It works. Oh, that saved so much time. We've got a rose patch and it looks beautiful, guys. It looks beautiful. Okay, let's have a look at this with the shaders on. Look at the rose patch. Oh, it's right next to the dock. It looks so organized. Oh, it's cool. Why do they look so short? Is it just me or are these roses 1 block tall? I think we broke the game. We actually broke the game. Maybe I could put a beehive? Ooh. I'm sorry I didn't see that earlier, Chief Buckets. That's not a bad idea. Okay, but unfortunately we're gonna have to break all of this. Hold on, I might be able to use this to extrude this down. Okay, hold on. Before we fill that in, let's get a fence. Let's get the beehive in. Let's get a few beehives in. Are the rose bushes gonna cover them too much? We'll keep like a few blocks open around them. Kind of like this. They're probably gonna cover them. But it's fine because you should be able to see it through. Yeah, I mean, you can see those beehives. You kind of like it short. It's cool. But the issue is they were all short. And add lanterns on the slabs for lighting. Ah. We could randomize this. And add a few lanterns in here. Ooh, we could also just add these flower pots all over. How could I forget about that detail? Sorry, Pink, your suggestion was good. I just forgot about this detail. Looks like the pot's holding the lantern, which is kind of cool. Okay, I think that's come together nicely. Add a seafood restaurant near the dock. You know what, we can have that in the market. We can have a fisherman in the market. Put it on the right side? What do you mean on the right side? Oh, the seafood restaurant, my bad. I don't know, I like the idea of having it in the... It would make sense to have like a little stall here for the fishermen. Because I mean, we're gonna need to find a way to fill this place up, right? So right off the back here, what we can do is we can put like a few things like this in. We can also get a few signs. You're gonna need like barrel stacks here because it's goods, right? We're dealing with goods at the dock. And the campfires look like pellets that the forklifts would use to pick the stuff up with. Here we go with the signs again. And then obviously we should probably add a lantern on top of here. And we could also add a few trapdoors just around here. Okay, now it looks like we have a little bit of a cargo thing there. So am I going to put my live streams online so you can rebuild it in your own world? So they do stay on my channel. Basically after the stream is done being live, it just stays there on the channel, so you can always go back to it. Is there going to be a meat hanger thing in the market where you hang meat from? If we figure out a way to make that detail, we could. You can put a normal pot in a decorated one so it looks like it's coming out of the big one. I have seen that, and I know that's how you can put like a flower in there. Ooh, yeah, we could also be importing like, or we could, you know what, we've got a mine here. We could be exporting the blocks like the copper, the gold, and the iron. That's a fantastic idea. It looks cool with the barrels. Thanks, that's exactly what I'm going for. So let's see, I wonder how many... You think it's worthwhile to have... We could probably have like a cargo shipment closer to the boats, ready to go, right? Something like that. And then we also definitely need gold somewhere. No, you know what, the gold's there, so it hasn't made its way to the dock yet. Just get these in the corners. But I love this idea because it's like the cargo shipment has been taken exactly from the mine. It's still got all of these stuff with it. So we can put a lantern on there. And then we just need to repeat it on the other side here as well. Let me just catch up on chat real quick. Probably just a meat looking block with chain connected. Oh, that's not a bad idea. I mean, let's be honest. So mangrove log looks like a ham. The issue is we want that to be a fish place. So you see, you could have a ham over there, but it looks like a ham, so that doesn't make sense. You should make the raw copper fish. Oh, how are we gonna do that? Maybe the flower trick can be used near the flower bed a little. Oh, like in the pots. We could do that. Let me just build this. Yeah, so this can look like a pile of fish. I like that idea. But I mean, it's okay. So we literally do everything the same. We just don't call it copper. It's just fish, which I think is a great idea. I'll show you what the flower trick is now. Oop. Okay, apparently we're also gonna have a lantern on the fish. So yeah, hold on, that's fish. Okay, so the flower trick is where you go and you take a decorated pot. Then you get a normal pot. And then you get a, let's use a torch flower. So you can place a decorated pot, you can place a pot inside of it, a flower pot inside of it, and then a flower in the flower pot. That was a mouthful to try and say. But yeah, then you've got like this cool thing. However, if you want to take this, we can take this to another level by adding something like a dead bush inside here. Then we could bring leaves up here and we could create like a planter, a taller planter. Try adding a bench, that's a fantastic idea. Okay, so I want to build more of these details. I think the planter is really cool. Or the more elaborate flower pot's really cool. So I want to build that among the path here. But in order for me to do that, I need to build the path. So let's quickly build this path. And let's flood fill it with coarse dirt. And then we're just gonna have to get the rooted dirt and bring it throughout here. Okay, something like that. Now we've got a bit of a path going there. And then this area also needs to be a path. So we'll need to break this back. Ideally needing about 2 blocks at least, because I'd like to use slabs. Actually, wait, before I add the slabs, I need to replace this with coarse dirt, don't I? Okay, now we can get the slabs in. We've got a little bit of a path going up there. Y'all think it looks cool? Fantastic. Ooh. And that makes sense to have that flower pot there. Because it's like it's higher here. Why can't I put a dead bush in here? I did get it in there. What's going on here? Why is it not working? Hello? Is it just... Oh, there we go. That was weird. Okay, now we've got a few flower pots around there as well. You should change the spruce slabs to mud bricks, it blends in more. That's a great idea. Let's do that quick. Also, I don't think I want one there. And then we can grab the rooted dirt and add it in here. And we've got a really fancy path. That's looking pretty. Then we need to get... We cannot forget about the dry... What do you call it? The dry bush. Stuff like that. The firefly bushes. Short dry grass. That's what it's called. But then I know there's also long dry grass. No, tall dry grass. Long dry grass. What am I saying? Okay, we'll add a few of these all around. And then buttons for pebbles. Oh, this is looking so cool. There's actually so much we still need to build. Dude, it's... that thing is tying the whole, like, build together. That's actually really cool. Ooh. It feels like there needs to be a transition between here. Something like that kind of separates the areas. However, I think I should do it this way. I know it looks kind of weird, but maybe, you know what these could be? If you really want to think of it from like a realistic standpoint, these things could be areas that the water drain out of. If the dock ever gets like flooded with water, I don't know. Need to have water drainage systems in place. It looks weird, but I kind of like it. You love the stairs? Okay, cool, 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 cool. Okay, so we need to build a fish restaurant thing. This could be like the backyard. This, you know what, we could build the restaurant here. We could have it here. It's just going to be a little stall, basically. And this could be like a backyard area where they might do processing and stuff. So let me just quickly replace these blocks with... hold on, I can probably find it here. Just normal mud bricks. And then we can build the path wall here. Yeah, something like that. I think I want this to be coarse dirt. That blends in nicely there. These things tie the build, these things tie the build together, man. Oh, like look at that. It's pretty. You feel like there needs to be a small function building, whatever that doesn't work anymore. That doesn't work anymore, and it never gets fixed. So what do you mean by that? Do you mean like, could that be the fish stall? Could it be like abandoned? Or do you actually mean like a physical building? Almost like a storeroom. What if we just make it like a storeroom? What if we have like a storeroom to store the tools that they use here on the dock? Also, somebody suggested benches, which is a great idea. I think I might have a little bit of an idea for it. But I don't know how it's gonna work. Okay, we could have a bench here. We could go with a simple design like that. Ulshant, thank you for subscribing. We could go for something simple like this. Which is cool, but we should probably be using a different block for that. Like bamboo? Perhaps bamboo? You mean like a shed that's broken? Okay, okay. Ooh, maybe dark oak stairs? What if we use bamboo? I like the idea of bamboo. They really look like benches, like they're sticking out. We're just gonna build them all along here. Probably one in here. And then there's a little bit of seating space, and what we could do is we could get a fence and get a few trapdoors, maybe even bamboo just to suit the bench color. We could do something like this. Or actually, hold on. If we use scaffolding here, it could look like a table that you could place something on. I don't like these other things that much, but I do like the scaffolding. It still feels like we're lacking a few small details right in the middle here. I don't really know what that is. Maybe one thing we need to do is we can add a few stairs that create like these weird lines going through the dock, just to make it look worn a bit more. Kind of like little cracks in the floor. Add a well? You really think we need a well at the ocean? I mean, I realize the ocean water is not drinkable, but maybe. Just add a couple of barrels, like a block with trapdoors around it. Oop. Like that. Ooh, wait, something we could put in here is maybe like a... I don't know, would you be willing to find, or would you be able to find like planters on the dock? Yeah, we definitely need to add ships still. We'll get to that. What if we just do something like this? I don't know. Ooh, you know what we could do? We could do something like this, and then we could get some fish. That way it kind of looks like there's food on the table, you know? I can't put that on there. Interesting, but I can put it on there. That makes no sense at all. But I like that. It's like there's fish laying on the barrel. I think I'm going to add a few more of those all around here. One of these at the bench could look like a table. Kind of like that. I don't know. Right, fellas, just give me a few seconds quick. I'm going to take a short break. Need to refill my water. I'll be right back. Hope to see you guys here when I'm back. All right, I'm back. Let's see. Let me try to get a better. Put the music a little bit softer. Okay, so I think someone said try putting salmon. I'm gonna take cooked salmon. To suit the pile of fish over there. I love it. Ooh, we could also actually put an item frame on here with salmon. Nah, if I could hide the item frame, I would do that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, quick break. So somebody said it looks like a because I would like to add a fish stand stall thing. So I also realized one thing we could do here is just add a few things that seem like crates, or what do you call them, pallets, just scattered around to make it look a little bit busier. I guess it would probably make sense if this was closer to the edge as well. Yeah, I'm not opposed to those extra details. It is just very brown, but I guess that's a dock. Ooh, wait, sorry. I didn't change it to live stream. What am I saying? What am I doing? My apologies. Alright, before we continue, let us have a look without the... Sorry, with the shaders on. Oh man, it looks pretty. I mean, this looks cool. This just looks like maybe a different kind of fish. Barrels, more stuff, fish in here. Nice little benches. Pile of fish here. Yeah, it's pretty. We definitely need something there. Mr. Boise Gamer, welcome to the stream. You're asking who's better, Dream or the Quavers? I don't know, I don't really follow them. I've not been following what's been going on with Dream and them. Gotta be honest with you. Adam says he loves the idea that the pile of fish goes to the fish restaurant and given out at the dock, aka the barrels. Yeah, that's a great idea. So it would make a lot of sense for us to include like a fish stall here. Which means I'd like that idea to, or that place to be green. So we just quickly need to build the area for that fish stall to like be. So I'm gonna build a bit of it like a division here, and then we can sprinkle this out over here, and over here we can add like greenery and stuff. But then I'm going to shrink this down. We're gonna flood fill this with it is on coarse dirt. Okay, then I'm going to replace these blocks. I guess the dock is being extended all the way through to here. Kind of like this entire section. And we still need to build boats. Hold on, I did unmute myself, right? Okay, I did. Good. Bro, after the start of yesterday's stream, I am so terrified of being muted. Okay, hold on. Let me see what y'all have been saying. Kevin, you're gonna cook rice? Alright, all the best. Enjoy your rice. Do I know D&D? I've heard about it, but I've never played it. There also needs to be a place where you cook the fish. That makes sense. We can have like a little campfire area going. I like the idea of it being very rural. So having like a campfire, little market stall type thing. Okay, so let me just bring this through. Where did I stop there? Ooh, we could also add a few lanterns on these walls here. Let me sprinkle those around. Dude, I get distracted by anything and everything apparently. Okay, we can figure out the path in more detail later. We first need to build the stall. So the stall is, it's a very basic thing. We can also get hanging signs, potentially, and banners. I've got a bit of an idea. I'm thinking we build the stall. It needs to be positioned like this. Hold on. It needs to be facing the people. So it starts with something like that. Oh, Adam asked, how do you get an item and get it? When you point at a block and it goes to your hand. Oh, I click the middle button on my mouse, and then it takes me to it. And if I don't have it in my inventory, it'll move it to my slot. That's how you do that. Ooh, okay, we could maybe add a barrel over here. Okay, but this thing needs to go through a little bit more. Which means we could add another barrel here. See, and we could do that. That's like the entry point into this thing. And then this is where we start building a little bit of a piece that goes up with a few fences coming across. Starting to look like a bit of a stall. But it still needs a roof. And in order to do that, we need to build this up more. And I think for this, we're going to get campfires. Now it's actually starting to look like a fisherman's stall because it's like built out of wood. And I'm wondering, is there a way we can hang these? This needs to be all the way at the top. Then we can hang banners down here. It won't delete the message. Need to be careful about what you sent then. Start building the marketing place. Well, we need to finish a lot of stuff here. Ooh. Before we can get started on that, we have to finish a lot here. Wait, I think we should probably use like a red banner in here as well, right? The red looks like fish. So now that can start looking like a bit of a stall. White on this side. And that's just extra shade as well for the person working inside there. Thanks, Pink. What would be cool is... Okay, hold on. Fishermen use barrels. So, we actually need to put a barrel in here. You can jump out of here. Hear me out. If we extend this down... Okay, this is seemingly going to be a little bit difficult to place. Nothing wants to place as I wanted to. I've got a plan. I'm cooking something up here. So we can do that. I don't think villagers can open trapdoors, which means if we firstly get a lantern in here with an item frame and some salmon. And then we should obviously also have like a few on here. And we could have like a flower pot. What's a very sea flower? I don't know. I'm just going to go with a corn flower. You don't know how you feel. I like it, but something off about it. One thing I could still do is add a few trapdoors to round it out a bit. We could make it look a little rougher. Add an extension around the side. I like the fact that it looks so rough. But you see, the idea is that we then come and, because there are 2 barrels, can put 2 villagers inside here and they shouldn't be able to open trapdoors. So now we actually have villagers selling fish. And they have become fishermen. Yeah, it feels like it's worn. Okay, cool. I'm glad Adam has been satisfied. Let us use more rooted dirt to make it look like people are walking here. Have it look like people are walking around here all the way to there. And then we need to build a little campfire area over there where the fish are going to be cooked. Where it's going to be cooked. So, what somebody else, I think it was Kevin, also said, what do you call it? A creaking heart. These look like charcoal. So if we scatter a few of these like around here, and place a campfire over there, then we'd probably need a few slabs around here as well. What could we add here to make it look more cooking fishy? Hi Supernova, welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. Oh, sorry, AJ Arky. Yo, AJ Arky, you still here? Welcome, welcome. Yo, Kenny. Sorry, I haven't... Oh wait, Kenny was here a while ago, my bad. Welcome, guys. Oh, it's activate the log so it looks like it's burning. I might be able to do that with Axiom. How do you activate the log? Don't you need like a block above it and below it? Welcome back, Kevin. Right now what we could do is bring the rooted dirt through. I don't know, you guys are gonna have to clarify about that detail. Yeah, Kevin, that was fast, man. That was really fast. Okay, so what we could still do here, we could grab a few trapdoors just to make it look more seaty. I could place signs around there, I just don't want to make it that fancy. You love it? Ooh, wait. There's one thing we could add. We could use this raw copper to make it look like there's a pile of fish here. Just remember to get it. Wait. If I'm using Axiom, would that allow me to just... Okay, cool. Nice. We could put a pile of raw fish here. Just a small one. And then probably like an item frame with raw salmon. Apparently these people just want to eat salmon. It feels more like a camping campfire, not for cooking. Well, that's kind of what I wanted to feel like. I wanted to feel like this rural kind of just cooking at your own speed kind of vibe. Let's have a look at this with the shaders on. Okay, nice little campfire. Villagers are in place. Thinking I want to break this block. Yeah, dude, you come here and you actually have the fishermen, like, cooking their stuff. Dude, isn't it starting to feel immersive? You feel like you're actually on a dock. And then there's like a windmill, there's a barn, there's a crane over there. How cool is this? Actually built a mini restaurant. Yeah, I did. We committed, dude. Now we need to build boats. That's a big thing that's missing here. The boat is what's missing. Or the boats. Oh, how do you build a boat? Oh, I need to take a deep breath. How do you build a boat? It feels nostalgic. That's wonderful. Okay, what material are we using for the boat? Hold on, let me see if I can find a few reference images. Hi Randomcraft, welcome to the stream, welcome, welcome. I don't want to get too fancy with this boat, guys. But it needs a sail. It definitely needs a sail. I think I know how I can start it. Let's tackle this one piece at a time. One thing at a time. Let's not overcomplicate it. We're gonna start with just basic blocks. And we're gonna build it over here. I think I'm gonna start it here to not force me to go too big. So it would probably start something like this. Because we're thinking length. So that looks like a decent start to the boat, right? Yeah, I think I remember you from a previous stream, Randomcraft. Oh wait, this stream, yeah. Okay, yeah. The Kiwi, I remember the Kiwi. Remember a cargo raft or boat carrying goods could be cool. Definitely want to include that. I just want to tackle the boat first, because it's going to be the most difficult part. Remember to add a anchor or to tie to a dock. That's good. That's good. Let's see now. The trick here is we need to allow this thing to like taper out, so something like that. Starting to look boat-like. It's not the biggest boat. Now maybe we can... I think if we do this, we can then start doing something like this. And that's starting to look boaty. It's kind of weird now. Because now it's getting tall, but it feels too small for how tall it's getting. I think it needs to be thicker and longer. Oh no, I should not be destroying this. Okay, we're just gonna destroy this top layer. We'll replace these blocks. And then I think I want to make it even wider. But if we make it wider, we need to make it longer. Wait, is this even now? 7, 8, 9. That's good. That means it's probably even. Part of it needs to be below the water. Welcome back, Turbo. Welcome, welcome. Okay, cool. Well, this fits perfectly into our plan then. Because now we can make part of it underwater. Something like that. Ooh, Wait, have I kept that consistent going all throughout? This needs to change. Okay, now it's too wide for how long it is. Kevin and Kev are still here. Let's have a look if, well, I hope they're still here. Yep, Kevin's here. Lol Kev is here. Lol Kev's grown up. He's starting to lay eggs now. Kind of confusing, but it is what it is. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna shrink this on both sides. On the width. I think the shape is gonna look a little bit better. Hold on, what did I do there? Yeah, okay, I just did that. Yeah, I think that's looking better, but we can still do this. Now it's starting to get that round look. Boats are tough, dude. Boats are tough. Also, the front part is usually pokey, the back part is flatter, so I think we're gonna go with that. The question is, how do we bring this up now? We could do this. So I should probably do that. Connect that in. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking like a boat. Make a little sunken ship. I can try that. Yeah. Is this the part that ends up making it feel too I think this is actually feeling balanced. Hold on. But we can't go wider than this. That's the difficulty here. Also, wait, what's going on here? Oh, I didn't do this. Okay, there we go. We've actually got a bit of a boat going. Maybe it needs that at the back. Probably that at the back. Adam's excited about the sunken ship. Fantastic. I'm thinking now maybe we place something like this. All around. Don't know how this is gonna look. Yeah. I'm not opposed to it. Remember when you were talking about something broken? It's a ship. It has to be a sunken ship. We could do that. We're just gonna need to find the right place to build it. Also, if I'm not mistaken, usually boats have some sort of a thing coming out of it. Hold on. Like that. Thank you, Renee, for subscribing. Like this. But this needs to be higher up. How do I do that? Just like that? Or it needs to be longer. Yeah, I think that's right. You think you deleted the message because it came out weird? Okay, fellas. Fellas. We have something we need to try to handle here. How are we gonna do this? We could have a window in there. Or should this be like the top of the ship? This should probably be the top of the ship already. Let's... No, we need another level, because we need to be able to walk in here. But maybe this part we could do this with. Yeah, I think we do this with this part. And then we can fill this in with spruce planks, and then we can still walk in here. That's great. It's going to be cramped, but hey, it's a boat. A boat is what a boat is. You think dark oak wood is better? It probably, you know what, we'll try to include dark oak as it gets lower down. Okay, I realize that this is starting to look a little weird now. I think I'll rotate those stairs around. Now it looks like a submarine. So see, we do have, there's a Discord. You can find it in the, like on the channel page itself, in the information there. The thing is, now it's too tall. But the awkward thing is you'd like to be able to move around inside here. I think I might have a fix, maybe? No, actually, I don't think I do. No, I do. I do. I don't. Maybe. Potentially, I'm not sure. I was thinking about adding a slab over there. Then you can still walk underneath here. But then that means the surface of the boat is kind of weird. These stairs are adding too much curve. I think that's where the submarine look's coming from. Let's try making this one block taller. Or we could maybe even use barrels here. Yeah, so I want an open style at the top. But then I also want there to be a kind of like a deck area at the bottom. I have no idea if these barrels are going to work. If this is going to be too much. I think it's too much. Maybe we could have a few of them just there. Don't know why. No, you know, let's commit and let's put signs. Put signs with them. Hey Elmo, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Submerge it more in water if you want it to be that tall. Yeah. Okay, that's not a problem. We can do that. Let's just continue building and then we will submerge it more. That tip you just gave was fantastic, thank you. Because I think with the Axiom tool we can do that. I think we can just like cut and paste this thing down. So let's see. Select. Let's say, oh, any. Wait, now it's like trying to select water and stuff. Let's take corners out. Maybe we should just say solid. Is that selecting everything in here now? It looks like it. Okay, let's control X. Hold on, let's see how low do we need to make this? Probably one block first. You're watching both on laptop and on the phone? Thanks, dude. Okay, now it's more submerged. Now it's actually starting to look kind of boaty. What if we put stairs all around here? Ooh, we could have like little sections there. Kind of breaks. I don't know. I'm liking where this is going. I don't know why I like it or if it even makes any sense. But I like it. It makes it feel less square at the top. But I do want to keep the barrels. Maybe we need a few trapdoors around here as well. Like at each barrel. To bring the shape of it through. What will the ship be? This is probably going to be like the main cargo ship for possibly the oars. And then extra fish. Basically the long traveling ship. May need to add a crane with a crab trap. So, oh yeah, I mean, you could also take the ship fishing though. no, my stick. However, we do need to build the sail, and that usually comes at the back here. I think strip dock oak. It's a little thick, but I don't know if I want to use... I can't use fences there yet. Because we're going to need to use like fences and stuff for the sail. Hold on. Where should the... This supporting thing should be in front here, I think. It feels too much if it's only dark oak. Yeah. You know what, we can just replace that later. Let's focus on getting the sail stuff in. Okay, we bring it all the way to the top here. Something like that. That's all good, AJ Arky. If you just need to sleep, just sleep, dude. It's fine. Okay. It feels like that would need to be there because that's holding it, and the wind's probably blowing it from the front. This thing might need to go a little higher. Wait, how do sails work? From what I see, a sail really could be built in many different ways. But people do like using fence posts to make it look like the sail's being kept together. I'm wondering if I need to bring it back in. No, this thing doesn't come back in. This thing has something that goes across usually. That grabs it at the top, I think. It needs to be held together at the top. I know the top area here looks very square, but maybe we just do something like this. It's like a slab. Up there? It's giving wings. Okay, maybe if we do this now. I think this part just needs to come down more. This spot's supposed to be flatter. Does this need to be extended out? No, this is... Trying to build this thing is... Hold on, let me get another reference image. Because this is not going well. The sail. You need to do this, but sideways and not upward. Let me just remove this stuff as well. For now. Sideways. And not up. Oh, it needs to be wider. It's starting to look more sail, like saily. Well, I mean, this is the front of the ship, so the wind's going to be blowing into it here. Hold on, my brain is not braining. You're right, they are the other way. You are completely right. Thank you for that. I think you're right. It is starting to look more saily. Maybe this needs to be taken down like that. Do these actually end up connecting is my question. They can. Maybe like this is the place they connect. It just feels very heavy, like the wool block feels very big. Let's get a few white banners. The wool block feels very chunky. It looks weird because the sail's too low. That's a good point. Yeah, let's just start over with this. Start it a bit higher up. Probably started around here. Is this going too high now? It probably needs to go wider a little earlier. So like 2 here and then 2 there. Two here. I think it needs to go wider earlier like that. Ooh, then it's gonna start getting a little too wide. It does feel like we're better off with going something like this. I don't know if I want to go any wider from here. No, that's getting too wide now. I want to know, how does it connect at the top? Okay, that's starting to look square. Wait, what did I do here? It's starting to look like a, I don't know. Does this at all look like a sail? Should this part come down? Does it have a heart shape at all? Let me have a look quick. Mr. Invincible, thank you for subscribing. Okay, you know what? Something that we can actually do here. We're maybe getting a bit too fancy with it. We might be getting too fancy with this. We're not building some sort of a ginormous ship. Let's not get fancy with it. let's just go like that. Like this. And we can maybe go 3 up here. We can bring it back by another 2. And then probably by another 1. Okay, there we've actually got a sail starting to form. Now we need this to connect to somewhere. And it could connect to the bottom. Could put a fence there. Now it just feels like it maybe needs something connecting it all around. Let me have a look at that reference image quick. I don't know, that one didn't have it. Bring back the side block so it looks like the wind is going into the middle and it's not flat. So almost like this. Now it looks like a real boat. That's great. That's what I'm trying to get to. See, it's, oh, okay, I see. Bro, are we doing it? Wait, what did I do there? What did I do at the bottom here? That needs to break. This needs to be a fence. It's starting to look like a sail. But maybe this extends out. Hey Brammy, welcome to the stream. It's going good. How are you doing? Given you can't comment on your laptop, that's all good, dude. Let me see if I can extend this down with banners. You know, it does look like a boat now. Kind of. Potentially. It needs to be wider on each side. I was feeling like it's too skinny. I hope this doesn't break anything. The banners are a bit much. Let's remove the banners. Wait, what did I do at the top there? Oh, I just didn't extend these through. Thanks, Brammy. Can I make a tutorial on how to make a nice ship? I don't know, because I'm busy figuring it out now. I'm really struggling with this boat. It's taken quite a lot of effort. But I'm glad that you are liking how it's looking. It feels like we need a support to keep that somewhat attached along there. And then what could be cool is if we add ladders going up here so that people who work on the thing can actually work on it. Then you might even want like a platform up here to work on. I don't know if this makes any sense at all. Maybe it needed something like that. Potentially. Why do I have a second hotbar? This is the double hotbar mod. You can download it off of Modrinth. I'll type it out. Modrinth. Yeah, I can just press R and then it switches to a second hotbar. I think what I'm going to do is I'm also going to build a small little platform here. to allow, like, let's say the crewmen to work on this. Is it a bit too wide? Maybe we can get a few trapdoors to make it look like smoothed out a bit. Or thinned out a bit. I don't know about here though. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. It needs to be a bowl-like shape, not a platform. Well, then we can just change these trapdoors. No, wait, we can't. How are we gonna do this? At the top. Upside down bowl or right side up bowl? The trapdoors are cool because they add like a... I don't know, a wind... Like a thing that would defect the wind. It's called a crow's nest. Oh, like something that the people literally sit in. I see. I understand what you mean now. So it can't be very large either. But in order to do that, maybe we could get away with using trapdoors up here. I don't know though, we could have like a barrel? Have a few barrels with a few trapdoors, but it would typically be lowered down. It wouldn't be like on top of the sail. No, it would be, but that's too big. This is too big though. Great boat, can't even build one. Hey, that's how I felt before we started this, dude. Maybe we could use... I think I just want to move this down. It feels like it shouldn't be taller than the sail part itself. Maybe we just make it this. It's just too square in Minecraft. It's just too, like, it looks too square. I think we're just gonna skip it. I think we skip the side walls, but we go with something like that. That platform down there is fine. It's a bit big. Let's remove some of these trapdoors. You can keep those in. And I think we can maybe place a few trapdoors in here. And here. Okay, now they've got a little bit of area to work with. Okay, that's... I think I'm happy with that. Let me quickly have a look at something. Okay, so... it goes without saying we need a way of getting across here. Which we could use trapdoors for like a temporary block. And then we need to kind of get in here. Oh, how cool is that? The ship actually has its own, like... we could say that's the ship's own thing. to allow the passengers in. Okay, now it's functional as well. And if we're smart about this, we could bring this ladder up here with a trapdoor. Let's put a few lanterns in here. Then we could probably grab a barrel. No, not a barrel. I don't know, there are barrels everywhere. We could probably build another one of these things over here. Get a trapdoor in here. With a fence over there. Now this looks like the turning wheel, the steering thing for the ship. Trapdoor needs, well, yeah. Well, let's say this is the thing from the dock though. This is the thing from the dock that can extend out. And then this is the thing that belongs to the ship. But I think, wait, I think I know what you mean. You mean it needs to be like here. So that it can do that. The ladder needs to be higher than the floor. What? It's working. The steering wheel should be in the back. Good point. Well, I'm not going to put it all the way at the back. I'm just going to put it further back. Kind of there. Then maybe make it look like it's sticking out. I like using the different colors because it looks, I don't know, like this thing's going to be out at sea. I feel like it's supposed to look worn. Then we could even have a, can't really do that. We could have a seat up here for the guy. With a few trapdoors. I wonder if this is going to look too fancy now. That doesn't really make sense because his feet are there. No trapdoor on the ladder when closed is higher than the floor. Oh, I understand. Okay, we'll just leave that. We don't need a trapdoor there. The ladder will just go all the way through. Okay, so you guys understand what we're trying to do with this. So we're just gonna go with it. How does it look from far? I'm gonna remove the seat. I don't like the seat. The dude's just gonna stand. Now, okay, so the cargo gets kept inside here. We know that. So let's get some copper. Let's get some raw copper. This looks like salmon. Organize the inventory a little bit. With a few signs. Yeah, and we'll just put an item frame with some salmon in there. We should probably also have some barrel cargo. I want to get an extra campfire. An extra sign. Question is, where do we store the barrels? We could just have a section right here. Oh. Every time. Well, that looks cool. Let me catch up on chat quick. You love it? It feels cozy, yet cold like a ship. Welcome, Caffeinated Owl. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you think it looks good. Kevin said, and some crops. You want crops in the ship? No, guys, ignore Zaya. Just ignore him, dude. Don't give him any pleasure. If he's gonna come and say hateful stuff, just ignore the guy. He wants a response out of you. Okay, I think I'm going to add a few things like this over here to look like pallets. Something like this all around. There needs to be a lot of like cargo and stuff around here. We could definitely add a few more barrels here. Wait, somebody said something about hives earlier. I thought I saw that in chat. I thought I saw someone say something about hives. Oh wait, Caffeinated Owl said hives with signs. How does a hive with a sign look? Oh, it's like a different kind of what do you call it? Cargo. I like it. Could even spread like more of these things around. I'm not gonna lie, the top here feels a little bit bland. Oak sign. I do like the spruce on it though. I think I'm gonna opt for the spruce. It looks like a band going around it. Yeah, it hives with signs. I really like the spruce on it. Okay, one thing we can also just add in here to make this look a little bit more like reinforced or supported. Okay, I think what the top's missing is like a... It's missing some cargo right here. Ooh. I know it might be weird, but we did build that coming out of the mine yesterday. So maybe the ship's also taking some raw gold. It's gonna be quite heavy, but hey, maybe they can pull it off. Wait. This, there we go. This also is an area that needs light. If I can get down here. You could put a few lanterns on top of there. Wait, sorry Adam, what are you talking about? Ooh, kelp blocks and coal blocks as cargo. The... Kevin... Where are they? What are you talking about? Am I missing something? Okay, let's see. Kelp blocks. Coal blocks. Need to build this foundation up. I love it. We can have like a little... These look like gifts. It's actually really cool. All kinds of cargo on this ship. Yo Chief, welcome back. It's all good, dude. Put rails to look like ties. It would actually fit perfectly on here. Thank you for that. I keep forgetting about that. And that at the back is looking solid, dude. Is the stream laggy? That's a bit weird. Because it says my connection is excellent. Yeah, that's quite peculiar. Huh. Anyone else experiencing lag? Okay, you know what? We could still put a little bit of coal. The coal looks very dark. But I think we go with it. You forgot to put stone buttons on the top part of the pole. I can definitely add a few more stone buttons everywhere, actually. It's looking a lot more structured. Okay, hold on. The top part of the pole. Is this what you would, is what I just did what you were talking about? Ooh, I still want to add stone buttons on the side of the ships. Like here. Kind of looks a little bit like a face. Hold on, where did I put the stone buttons on the other side? I'm not sure. But we'll do that on this side. And one over there. And then one thing we could still do here is place a few trapdoors on these barrels. Yo, we've actually got a ship. Let's have a look at it with the shaders on. Okay, it actually looks like a ship, right? Kind of. The proportions of it feel a bit off, but I'm just gonna go with this now. I don't want to rebuild it. Something doesn't feel right about the ship. It feels very chunky, like very compact and tall. Can you see the finished deck? So yeah, this is more or less what it looks like. If you have any more ideas of things you want to add here, I'm open to it. Let me give you a proper look. We added a few cracks, benches, tables with the seafood from the sea restaurant, and then they're cooking it over here. Or you're gonna add a tiny like 3x3, 7x3 ship. So what I was thinking about was not adding another. Ooh, wait. You know what? No, there's a way we can do this. We can make a very tiny ship. And I love this idea. I love this concept. I do also want to make a raft though. Okay, this ship should not take long to make at all. Let's just get this extended through. We could do something like this. Oh wait, no, this is supposed to be up here. Very small ship. Hold on, how would I always make this? I feel like I made a ship like this before. This part needs to be longer. I forgot to tie the anchor to the ship. Okay. Can get to doing that. Let me just get spruce blocks. Can you just make a little ship like this? Or a little boat, actually. Hold on, let's... No, this is looking weird. I think this part needs to be extended out like this. It's just becoming big again. How the did I build that boat the other day? The blocks 100% need to be slabs. 3 half slabs in the water. Oh wait, then we can also do this. There we go. There it is. Okay, we have a little boat. Thank you for that, guys. I appreciate it very much. My brain is cooked. And then we could even have like a fence up here. With a little bit of trapdoor. Some campfires. And it's got a little roof to it as well, or is that too heavy? Then put stair at the back, then upside down stair, and put in the trapdoor. Is that basically what I did? Is that why you're laughing? Tie the 2 boats down. Okay, that's a good idea. Let me add a lantern here. Oh, it would be cool if I could keep like a villager in there. You know what, wait, I can say give... Should we use barrier blocks? No. Hold on. No, this world's going to be available for download on the Patreon. I don't want to use blocks like barriers. Oh wait, Kevin said perfect, dinner almost ready. Gonna enjoy watching the stream while eating. Awesome, dude. Hope you have a good dinner. So see, you've been watching the whole stream. Yeah, I remember you were here from the start. I really hope you're enjoying it. If you put a boat in there, you keep a villager in it. Oh, that's a good idea. Or even, hold on, wait. Won't a rail in a minecart work? Can't you put a villager in a minecart? But how are we gonna do this though? Because like I know this will allow you to sit in it now. You're actually sitting in your own boat, which is so cool. How cool is this, dude? Your favorite build so far is the hanging house. It's so good. Oh, dude, you know what? I actually wanted to make another hanging house. If I can show you guys a quick secret of the stream, before I started working on this island, I wanted to build a hanging base here. But I didn't have an idea for it, so I just went with an island idea. But how cool would it be to have like a hanging base off of this thing? You're actually working on docks and a boat today, so it's fresh? Well, dude, that's the kind of energy we need here. That's pretty cool, man. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Destroy the lamp and drop the villager in the cart. I feel like he's gonna run, dude. Oh, can I stand up here? Don't you need to like knock him in as well? Oh. I spawned a villager. No! No! But what do we do now? Hold on, guys, sorry. Let's just say we're gonna go on a bit of a water break. Okay, we're back from the water break. Spawn him in from the ceiling. It didn't work. We need to go on another water break, guys. He even bumped the boat. Let me stand here. I'm trying to bump it so that he can get in, dude. Dude, why is it not working? I don't know, I feel bad, but it's not working. Ooh, barrier blocks, okay. That should do it. You wanna get in there, bud? I know you do. I know you want to get in there. Hold on. If I take this block away, will he be able to jump out? I don't think so. Come on, buddy. It's not working, Adam. What's going on? Maybe if I bump the guy from here. Right, maybe it needs to be a boat. Can we even fit a boat in there? Would we be able to put it in here with a rail? What if we put it in here now? Hit him with your fist. Threaten him, it always works. Only English in the stream, please. He's still not getting into it. Is there any way we can fit a boat in here? Need more space for the boat. Okay. I think we're gonna need to take care of that real quick. We'll bring the stairs back. I think. And if we push this to the middle, like that, is there, can we place trapdoors here? Piston the stairs down. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. But now the trapdoors are not going to come in here. The trapdoors are not going to fit in here. You had a barrel at the front of yours. The front of yours, then trapdoors on the side. You know what? I think we're trying to get too fancy with this. We're just not going to include a villager. Because now we need to start using... Well, we can include the village... wait, maybe now. No, it would have no reason to work now. We are overcomplicating this. We could do something like this. Replace this with a block. I'm wondering if we build like a little... Okay, we're gonna have to fix a few things here, but if we build a little bit of like a barrier block area here to keep the villager in, and then we bring the rail around. We need to get that in there. Spawn the villager here. There we go. Okay, and it's through the barrier block. Okay, we've got the villager in the boat. I hope it's gonna work. We need a fence gate here. Sorry, bud. Part of him looks kind of sad. Okay, he's in. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. The dude is in the boat. He may be facing the wrong way, but at least he's in there. Okay, I need to fix the roof. Ooh, I need to fix this too. Oh no. Okay, cool. Okay. Put the lantern back. We got him in the boat. Don't say it like that, Adam. We gave him a job. The guy was without a job and he's got a job. Okay, now we need to keep this guy. We need to tie this guy down. So let's see. We can get a chicken. How far would I be able to connect this to a chicken? Is this going to be too far? How quickly can I do this? I don't think that worked. I don't know if I can reach the chicken. Okay, we got the lead. Can I attach it to there? Okay, we've got the boat tied down. I don't know if it makes sense what it's tied to, but it's tied down. Tie the small boat to the dock. I'd like to do that, but how am I going to get a chicken in here? It's tied down to something. We could use a chain, perhaps. And like a grindstone to look like a mechanism that's pulling it in. Kind of like that. I don't know. What do we think? That looks very rigid. Put a chicken in the trapdoor. Oh. Yeah, what did I think about that? That's a fantastic idea. Bruh. Oh no, the chicken. Okay, we need to get another trapdoor prepped here. No! Get in there. Nice. Okay, just ignore that. Okay, but the boat is connected to the dock. That's great. I think I'm just gonna go with one of those. And then we can maybe put two of those in here. Let's remove this. Oh, I didn't put anything here to connect to. Okay, cool. And it's connected. Okay, this boat's connected on both sides. How cool is that? It actually works. Okay, we've got the boats, both of them connected. That one's connected down there. We've even got a villager in there. Fantastic. I think I want to build a small raft here. My brother, please do not come and advertise your server here now. It's very rude. I'm busy streaming and you're spamming chat with stuff. Let's see. Is this how a... I think this needs to break down like that. What else would a raft need? Generally a raft would need like sidewalls. It's not meant to be very... I want to say safe. What if we lift those up? I mean, you have to have some way of steering it though. You'll have paddles. We'll say there are paddles in there. Maybe we could put a lantern over here. We could bring this underneath. And include a few more trapdoors down here. I already fixed that. We've got a bit of a lantern in there. We could also open it up a little bit on the side. The island is coming together really well indeed. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna put anything here, build anything here. I'm just gonna leave that open. However, now something we could do is just sprinkle in a few like lily pads all around here. And they look so nice too. This texture pack is fantastic. The lily pads feel like it's tying it together. Thanks, Caffeinated Owl. I appreciate that very much. You should make a boat leaving or coming. Not again. Please don't make me build another boat. You know how long that took? You know how long that took? Okay, let's have a look at this with the shaders on. Yeah, I've already asked him once. Okay, that's starting to look super cozy. Super nice. Sorry fellas, just give me a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, I just need to sort that out. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I would live there too. I really want to have like a run through here with the shaders on, but the shaders just end up killing the computer. But it looks fantastic. So now I believe we have one thing that we really still need to do. Okay, let's have a look at the natural blocks. I want to get flowers. I like the blue orchid, whatever. And the torch flower. I want to make a bit of a garden here. I don't want to go crazy with it. I just want to add a little bit of like nature. So I'm probably just going to end up bone mealing it. Ooh, it could be cool if we have like a seat there. Do we just place like a singular slab? I don't know about the slab. The new bush, the firefly bush. Should definitely include a few of these around. Replace some grass with some moss for texture. Not a bad idea. The bush. What is it called? Bush. Oh, what? They added a bush? Dude, I didn't know they added a bush. What? That's cool. Okay, we'll add the moss for a little bit of texture. Bro, you learn something new every day. I mean, look, it's not going to be anything fancy. It's just something to add a bit of diversity to the area. We could still add a few pebbles around. Oh, and it's right next to the quarry. How cool is that? That means like with each build, this island is starting to come together. Part of me wants to extend the stone all around, but it's gonna, I don't know if that's gonna work. It's gonna look too bland, like too boring. That's all good, Kevin. Okay, fellas, I don't think I'm gonna be building a ruined shipwreck. I don't think I have it in me to build another boat right now. Oh, and this, you could like do genuine fishing here. You're gonna have to try and go and sleep in 20 minutes. All good, dude. All good. I don't know if I'm really gonna build anything more now. I'm just happy with the dock. Let's have a look with the shaders on. Look at how the island's coming together. Suddenly it looks like there's actually traffic coming through here with that ship as well. Let me turn my render distance down. We can have a quick run through here. I love all the cargo that's around. Even these little tables are wonderful. Can walk out here. See, there's like a fisherman in there. There's a little raft over here, which is really fun. Nothing that side. You can do your fishing here, and then we can move into the ship over here that's full of like different cargoes and stuff. And we can even come up here. Various different cargo. Cool. Oh, I could add some fishing rods in the deck. Could definitely do that on the deck. Yeah, it really does feel lively. Let's have a look at the quarry again. One of my favorite builds is actually this crane now. And this little bit of something hanging from it. It's really cool. I love the geode we added in here. Dude, it's so cool because we've built this quarry and now there are some of the gold and stuff actually on the ship. Over there. So it's like it's all coming together. And we've got the grain silo here with a windmill hoisting up the grain. That's pretty cool. Animal barn, got the horse stable. Various kinds of animals in here. The pig pen, the occasional tree. At some point we're gonna have to build a whole bunch of like a lot more smaller trees. And then we've got home base. We've built so much already. This is incredible, dude. Let's take the shaders off before the computer complains. No, tomorrow for me is Friday. I'm currently in the, hold on, it's currently 11:45 for me right now. 100 out of 10, thanks Pink, appreciate it. Do I have a tutorial for the main base? I don't have a tutorial for this main base specifically. Let me turn my render distance up. But I do have a few tutorials that teach you how to build a base like this. So you just follow those principles and you change it however you want. It all works together. Thank you, thank you. That's what we're shooting for here. Yeah, it's only stream 3, dude. Oh, and how could I forget this part? This is one of my favorite things. The subtle little... You can actually run up here from the dock. It's so cool, because if you think about it, you'd actually be able to explore the world on your boat, and then you'd have somewhere to come to. That's so nice. Yeah, Kevin, you got that right. The one British kid, thank you, thank you. And the mini rose garden, exactly. We're going to be adding with... Once this marketplace gets built in, we're going to add a whole bunch of crop farms around and then more of these sorts of things around as well. We're going to fill, I'd like to fill every single inch of this island with something. So it's probably going to be crop farms or flower bushes or something like that. Right guys, well I think I'm going to end the stream here. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Thank you to everyone who's watched. Thank you to everyone who's spent time in chat, who's helped, who's given ideas. Genuinely, like, I wouldn't have been able to build this stuff without you. The amount of good ideas you guys have given is really incredible. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to you guys. And I just want to end this off by reminding you, I'm going to remind you every single day of my life that I stream here or make a video. Life can get tough, but remember, There's always a way out. And that way is through Jesus. He always helps you. He's willing to heal you if you just go to him. Always remember, Jesus loves you.